Hey friends, I'm glad you joined me today. I thought you might like an update on these Wee White Smooth Hydrangeas that we planted back in late spring, early summer. They looked horrible when we planted them, but I wanted to give you an update and for you to see how wonderfully they're doing. They're starting to rebloom, and these SunPatiens are loving life here too. So what I want to do is deadhead some of the old blooms. And I've been meaning to do that. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned that in my hydrangea tour that I needed to deadhead the old blooms off of these hydrangeas because they still are throwing out some new blooms, and we may even get more after I deadhead them. So I thought I'd take you along with me. Be sure and stay tuned and watch the whole video because I'm going to take you to my main garden and just have a look around. It's an overcast day, so it's perfect for filming, and the bees are loving these smooth hydrangeas. I'll put all their information in the description below, but I'm just deadheading the old blooms, and you're seeing a little bit of clip of how they looked when we planted them. They just had a little bit of blight, but on this leaf I'm seeing some of the old blight that they had on them when we planted them, but now they've pushed out a lot of new growth, and I'm very, very pleased with how they're doing. I'm just going to cut off a couple of these leaves that have this blight on them. And that's just from the old growth. The new growth does not have that. I think they were just really stressed when we planted them. And so anyway, I'm so pleased. I've of course kept up on the watering with them. And then as you can see, look at these SunPatiens. They just look fantastic. I have a few little weeds here that need to come out. Definitely feel like I will repeat this again with the SunPatiens, and as we talked about before, I'm going to probably add one more Wee White right in the back there next spring. But very happy with these with this combination here. I've really enjoyed it. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of footage you're seeing right now of the red twig dogwood that we coppice pruned back in late winter, and you can see how well that is doing. It was very needed for that. It just was getting too woody. Part of it had died from the drought last year, and so the rejuvenation prune did the trick for it. Seeing a few more of these old leaves that I'm just removing. And I'm just cutting right below. You can see I got a set of leaves there, but I'm just basically cutting right below the spent bloom. I don't know if you're going to see the hummingbird. The feeder is right there. She was hovering right there, waiting for us to move. I think we will move on now to the main garden so she can come and eat what she wants to eat. So stay tuned. We'll go look at the main garden. I'm going to head over now to my main garden. And of course, the gnats are out. That's part of mountain life. That's part of farm life. So anyway, I'm used to that. So this is a 70-day pumpkin. I planted it, oh boy, right at the end of July. So I should get some pumpkins around the 1st of October, like maybe the 10th of October. It's a medium-sized pumpkin. Then as we come around, swing around a little farther, you can just see all of the different successions of flowers that I'm growing. These are, some of them are pro-cut sunflowers here. This is a pro-cut bicolor, I believe. I just had leftover seeds, and I just threw in the seeds. Well, I pre-started the seeds, but look at the amount of butterflies that are loving the Triloba Rudbeckia. You can see how tall that has grown. And then this is a bed of Queenie series zinnias. I just had a few seeds left over. So that's basically what I did this year, was leftover seeds and just finished up what I had. All these beds that you're seeing this is their second succession. My first succession were cool flowers, different types of cool flowers, Orlea, and just all kinds of stuff like that. You can see there that Rudbeckia just about going over. I've been trying to keep it deadheaded so that the blooms will keep coming. But that Triloba, look at the size of that. That is a fall planted cool flower that I planted out as transplants last fall that I grew from seed. And all of my Rudbeckia is fall planted. Hello. And this bed here, also second succession of things growing. Sunflowers. I just had so many sunflower seeds. I wanted to try to use them up. So we're right here at my main garden. I don't even know if we're going to go in, or if we do, we're just going to take an overview because I don't want this video to be too long, but it's such a joy to just stand here and look at everything. Of course, it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it, as we all of us gardeners do, right? So I'll turn the camera back around and you can start seeing what's going on. I'm at the fence here, standing just where we were, and I just replanted this swamp milkweed here. I dug it up out of the field. My son-in-law is clipping, and I said, uh-oh, he's going to clip that down. And so I found it and I replanted it, and I was going to cut all the blooms off because I was replanting it so that it wouldn't struggle so hard. But this morning it just perked up and there were butterflies all over it. So I think what I'm going to do is go get some more of these brick. There's the bed that we just created together. But I'm going to go get some more of these antique brick and go ahead and line this little area with the swamp milkweed. So so happy that it's doing well. And as one of you called this a mini English cottage garden, I never even thought of that when I was putting this in, but you're totally right. Thank you for mentioning that. It's exactly what it looks like to me. And you can see all of that celosia. That's all self-seeded celosia there. I don't ever save my seeds for celosia. I don't start it from seed or anything anymore, because it would be, if I would let it, it would, my entire garden would be self-seeded celosia. I think I overdid it on the dwarf sunflowers. This is sunspot sunflowers, and I think we will go in the garden here for a minute, but I'm panning you around. I think I kind of overdid it. I don't love them, but they will be great to save for the birds, and they are great for the pollinators. So I had to take a quick break. My grandchildren were pulling up the electric fences in some of the fields, and that's coming right down to my house. I wanted to chat with them. Now my son-in-law is getting ready to clip again, so we're going to be hearing tractor. I do have on the noise reduction thing here, but we're going to be hearing the tractor. But I do want to continue on with this video, so let's continue on. I still have all of my July 4th decorations up here and on my faux porch, but I wanted to show you this dahlia. I don't even think it had a name. There's 2 or maybe 3 in there. When I bought it, they're shorter dahlias and they were plants, and the foliage is what really drew me. And so it's such a sweet dahlia. I have been enjoying this so much. Of course, I could save the seed and or the tubers. I may try to save some seed from it, but I've really been enjoying this so much. And the pollinators are out this morning. The hummingbirds are out this morning. So let's just hop in the garden real quick. You can see on the way to the gate here the pro-cut sunflowers, and I think there's some sunflower Steve sunflowers also planted in here, so we will see once they start blooming. But this is the entrance to my enclosed garden. I had to put a new gate on because the antique gate got so warped. Here's more pro-cut sunflowers. And you can see the cleome there, loving life. This Heliopsis behind it is, I've trimmed it back. It's just about done, but it was absolutely gorgeous. So gorgeous during its peak time in June. And here's these sunspot sunflowers. As I said, I overdid it. They overtook these marigolds that I grew from seed. I grow these for drying and just was terrible placement on my part. I'm getting ready to decorate the faux porch for autumn, so I'm excited about that. And we swing around, you can see just different things in the garden. There's crepe myrtle that's just about done. And these dahlias here, let me get around the front and show you these dahlias in a second, but here's a little garden we created. Here's the celosia that's all completely self-seeded. I'm letting it self-seed itself here for the pollinators and for drying, but everywhere else that it tries to grow, I pull it up. It would be everywhere if I allowed it to be. This is Diva Dahlia here that overwintered itself, and I'm so proud of it that it did such a great job. My son-in-law is right here, so let me cut the camera off for a second. I'm sure he wouldn't mind a sneak peek of his work. We've got bush hogging and clipping everywhere going on the farm right now. He's on his smaller, older tractor. Okay, he's moving away from us a little bit, so it's a little better. So I just did a mixture of different types of annuals here. Some of them are playing out. I'm getting more strawberries coming on my little strawberry patch there. I'm enjoying my potting bench so much more, moving it up here to this part of the garden versus in the back. You can see my mailbox there that holds my tools and my alcohol wipes so that I can clean my tools. So let's switch up here and look at these Cornell dahlias. These are all from Longfield Gardens. This is Dahlia Pooh. Doesn't that look like Pooh Bear? So sweet. As we swing slowly around, my Lisianthus are just about done. I did not grow nearly as many Lisianthus as I normally grow, just because I'm not doing as many cut flower bouquets any longer. But look at this one. This is called Blue Rim. Doesn't that even look unreal? It doesn't even look real, does it? So I just turned around and looked at these dahlias again, Cornell and Pooh, and you could see more wheat celosia that has grown itself in there. Then as I swing you slowly around, you can see the front of the bed where the Benary's giant zinnias are. The little windmill I got at Hobby Lobby for like, I don't know, $10 or something. And then there's some perennials, some echinacea in here, some dahlias, some little low-growing dahlias, just a few things. This container here is just about done. It got a little too dry, but there's a hummingbird moth. It got a little too dry, but this scavola here was just so beautiful before I let it get too dry. And then there is some salvia in there. So that was just a quick tour of my main garden and then some maintenance on those wee whites. I really appreciate you all being with me today. I appreciate you sticking out through this video. I hope you did stick out through the entire video. So with all the work I hear going on, it sounds like I need to get to work on the farm and do something. Until next time, friends, happy gardening. Bye-bye.